Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. Back for another video. This is a catch-up finds video stuff I've got over the last week or so. Mix of online reissues and some pre-loved secondhand from Ben's. So I'll crack straight into it. Okay. Bit of an obsession with me at the moment in terms of Tropicalia music, listening to it an awful lot recently. A couple of albums that I've picked up online that by this artist that I really enjoy. Been streaming them for a long time, for many years, but only just got around to getting the reissues, although I was prompted by a VC member in regards to one of them. So, yeah, okay. So the first one is this. This is Caetano Veloso, self-titled, from sorry about the glare, it's still got the shrink wrap on it. This is from 1971. So this is at a time when Caetano Veloso was exiled by the Brazilian government for being subversive and defying the authorities. So yeah, he basically camped in England for a couple of years before he could return. And this is kind of the first fruits of his labour while he was in London. You can see he's wearing a fur coat and looking quite sanguine on the sleeve, and yeah, it kind of reflects the music. Very reflective, very downbeat in some respects. Very gentle, mellow, beautiful songs. Very you know, just create a lovely atmosphere. And yeah, he's rueful about being in London. He's missing his home, his home in Brazil, and you can really hear that coming out in the lyrics. There's a kind of yearning to return and a sadness there, and yeah, but it's a lovely listen. Comes on clear vinyl. And it sounds good. Yeah, so pleased. Obviously, sometimes hold my breath with reissues. Never know quite how they're going to sound, but that's really good. So yeah, happy with that. And then I picked up the follow-up. I actually heard this one before that one. This is the one he did afterwards in '72. This is Tranza. Okay, so yeah, you've got this is a reissue on vinyl lovers. Lovely, really heavyweight vinyl, probably 200 gram, I think. Really very good. Comes with a lyric sheet as well, which is nice. And both of these albums are sung predominantly in English. Well, not predominantly, but there's a lot of English along a lot of tracks where he's singing in English, not Portuguese. I think to kind of add to the poignancy of his plight, and the fact that he's not really happy, particularly happy in London, wants to return again. The first two tracks on this one are wonderful. You Don't Know Me and 9 out of 10. The latter being very upbeat. Yeah, this one's definitely got a bit more of a produced feel about it than the one I just showed. So, but again, his vocals and his sense of musicality is just unparalleled. It's absolutely wonderful. And you know, these I think make for essential listening. Okay, and another reissue I picked up this week. I think this was the first album I heard by them. Used to have it on cassette and CD. In fact, I think I've got it on CD somewhere, but I couldn't find it. I had a hankering to listen to it again. It's the wonderful Loaded Velvet Underground. This is a reissue on Cotillion Records. There is a clear vinyl version of this, but I just opted for the black because, like I said before, I'm not really bothered about coloured vinyl. But yeah, really, really nice pressing. Great album, really, really good album. Last one that has Lou Reed performing and writing on it. He left after this. In fact, I think he left before this was actually released. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bit of an album of two halves for me. I'm still not crazy about the second side. I've spoken to people about this before. Some agree, some disagree. But yeah, for me, all the classics are on side one. All the reasons why I like the Velvet Underground. Who Loves the Sun, fantastic, upbeat, kind of its time, sort of pop song, but just great. So hooky, so catchy, wonderful harmonies. And then the fantastic Sweet Jane, rock and roll, brings the tempo up again, cool it down. And my favourite, probably my favourite Velvet Underground song is New Age. Just that last song on side one, fantastic. Just absolutely just love that track. Yeah, and then side two, I don't know what it is. It's a bit more head held high. Yeah, that's pretty good. Lonesome Cowboy Bill, not really a fan of that. I Found a Reason, yeah. Train Around the Bend, and then Oh Sweet Nothing kind of outstays its welcome a bit. But yeah, just for the first side alone, it's worth it for me. Absolutely, I think that's a wonderful side of music. So that's Velvet Underground and Loaded. Okay, and then these are some pre-loved from Benz. I had heard this a few years ago. I streamed it. Didn't listen to it at the time, but I knew the singles. And this is a lovely copy. This is Dazzle Ship's Orchestral Maneuvers. So this is their I think their fourth album, 1983 release. That's the original with a kind of die-cut cover there. And on sort of the fictitious Telegraph label, not quite sure the story behind that, but I don't know whether that was a bit of a kind of protest thing or something. But yeah, not very well received at all, this album at the time. I don't think the critics liked it very much. It didn't sell very well. After, I think, Architecture and Morality with kind of Joan of Arc and the sort of big hits that were on that. But this is a great record. I really, really enjoyed this. Really got an atmosphere about it, quite sort of kind of lots of kind of radio, Cold War kind of stuff at the time that was obviously very topical at the time that it was released. It's just a really, really interesting listen. It's not like their other albums at all, albeit that I do enjoy those, but this just made a refreshing change. And yeah, it was just even better than I remembered it, to be honest. So really, really enjoyed that. As I say, I think the hits with Genetic Engineering, or hits, I say, they were singles, and Telegraph, which are both fantastic. But yeah, it's just got a really, really good feel about it. And I think it's kind of garnered a bit of a cult status in the ensuing years. So yeah, really happy to add that to the collection. Okay, this is an upgrade. Doesn't need any real introduction. This is Van Morrison. He's band in the Street Choir. Third or fourth album, is it? I think it's the one after Moondance, 1970. Really like this album. I love this period of Van. Lovely gatefold there. Yeah, the version that I had was just a 80s reissue, single sleeve, and the cover was ripped, as a couple of my Van Morrison albums have become over the years. But yeah, pleased to pick this up. Got it for a good price, and yeah, love particularly the first side, Domino, Crazy Face, Wonderful, I'll Be Your Lover Too. Just stripped back, just Van and the guitar. Wonderfully atmospheric. Lovely album, really nice. Okay, this has got a cheap one, and it finishes off my Bebop Deluxe collection, certainly of their studio albums. This is their last one, Drastic Plastic, released in 1978. Rear cover, which was an idea of Bill Nelson's, apparently, and shot by Hypnosis. Original lyric inner on Harvest, lovely condition. Yeah, and I wasn't really familiar with this album. I wasn't, if I'm honest, I wasn't really expecting to like it that much, being as it was a final album. I don't know why I thought that, but I think sometimes their earlier albums get more revered, like Sunburst Finish and Futurama, which are fantastic. And I really enjoyed this. It's really good. First side, it's a little bit less progressive, possibly with a little more kind of a punk edge, coming in with the kind of the new wave kind of feel of the late 70s. I think he was definitely picking up on that vibe. There's a bit more urgency in his guitar playing. It's a little less indulgent. Yeah, and some of the tracks though are just strangely really interesting. Super Imaginate, what's it called? Super Imagitix or something. I don't know. It's the third track on side 2. Just, it's got a kind of really weird chords in it. Strange melody with the piano. Great, really interesting. Really enjoyed that. And yeah, it's a great listen. Really good. So that's Bebop Deluxe's 5th and final studio album, Drastic Plastic. Yeah, I think it's just the live one I need now, which I'm sure I'll pick up at some stage. This is an interesting one. This is Split Enz Mental Notes. I've shown this record before. But this is actually this was actually just a sleeve that I picked up that Ben gave me about 3-4 years ago, which has all the signatures of the original band. I think this is their debut album from 1976. So you got Noel Crombie, Tim Finn, Robert Gillis, Erin Crowther, all the signatures on there. And yeah, finally picked it because I was actually going to buy a reissue of it because I'd streamed it quite a lot. I like this album. Really nice original copy of Chrysalis, and I could finally marry them up. So that was good. Yeah, and it's got a kind of progressive feel about it. There's a little bit of kind of new wave kind of feel about it as well. Sort of quirky songs. Occasionally, it actually reminds me of a bit of sort of Gabriel era Genesis, but it's really interesting listen. I like the vocals on it. It's got that horrible baby on the rear cover, which I'm not gonna show you because I hate looking at that. Yeah, nice. Really happy to finally get the record to go with the sleeve. Okay, and then just some sort of bit of jazz and crooner stuff to finish off with. So we got. I really thought that I had this. I've got a few earlier Frank Sinatra albums, but not this one. I've been looking in charity shops and so on for years. Never found a copy. I think I did find one once, but it was just battered. The sleeve was ripped and everything. So this is In the Wee Small Hours. So 1955, I think this was. By all accounts, the album that kind of saved Frank Sinatra's career. Very, very kind of, kind of laid back, very rueful kind of lyrics, quite downbeat, but moody, which is probably one of the reasons why it's kind of lasted the kind of it's lasted in time. It's one that's kind of hung around and people still want to listen to. It's lovely. I think this has got a bonus track, a couple of bonus tracks, When Your Lover's Gone and the Hoagy Carmichael song I Get Along Without You Very Well. Yep, glad to get that. Okay, and then just to finish off with artists I always buy our records when I see them. They're always super cheap, and if they're in good condition I pick them up. So we've got the lovely Miss Peggy Lee, and this is her 1965 album, is this, I think? 66, not sure. Peggy Lee in Love Again, on that Rainbow Capital, nice condition. And then also this one, this is Pass Me By, nice mono copy, again on Capital. Love Peggy Lee, just lovely sort of sultry, jazzy vocals, sort of storytelling way that she kind of comes over with a vocal delivery, really, really enjoyable. And I've got quite a collection going of her records now. So yeah, happy to pick those up. And that's it. Hope everyone is keeping well. Weather here in the UK is just getting worse. Keep reading that we're going to get a heat wave, and then they say that we're not. But I'm still wearing my shorts and my t-shirt, whatever. So I live in hope. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll upload another video soon. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye.